Capricorn, Capricorn sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all you Capricorns starting today, the 28th of October, 2023. We're streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch, and moderating on YouTube is the lovely Delene. Moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre. Thank you so much, Delene and Dre, and thank you, Capricorns and friends of Capricorns, for joining us today. I'm reading with this Crystal Tarot by Lo Scarabeo, and I've already purified with this Vervain by L'Occitane. You can find information to purchase those products in the video description of this video on my YouTube channel. If you happen to be watching this on a restream on YouTube and you don't want to watch me shuffle right now, you can just use the timestamp to fast forward through it all. Like I said, this goes out to all the Capricorns, sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign, so that ends up being a lot of Capricorns. If for some reason it doesn't make sense or doesn't seem to apply to you, don't force it. It may not be meant for you. Just disregard the reading. And if you do that, you may want to check out the zodiacal readings for your other signs, sun, rising, or moon. And remember, we also have a general reading for all signs every day except for Monday. And you can find all those restreams really easily on the website, ariels-corner.com, Ariel's Corner with a hyphen.com. Just click on the online tarot readings link in the main menu and you'll get right to it. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure you follow us on Twitch, and you can watch on Twitch without ads when you subscribe to us there. We have a shop, and that's at arielscornershop.com. arielscornershop.com. What is the URL, Ariel? arielscornershop.com. Those are all affiliate links in there, including all the tarot decks, and we make a small commission off of each and every sale. It's a fun and easy way to give us some support. Another way to support us is with a donation. The PayPal portal's URL kind of flashes across the screen every so often, but you can also use the links in our website for other options if you don't want to use PayPal. ariels-corner.com. Just check in the footers. Or if you're on YouTube, you could use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you want to give a donation on YouTube. We do appreciate your support. But Capricorn, what we appreciate is that you don't need to be in there. You are here for this 2-week reading, and I'm going to do my best for you by finishing this shuffle, giving this deck a nice clean cut, and then we will see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Capricorns. 2-week reading. Starting today, 28th of October, 2023, starting out with the Ace of Swords, followed by the Two of Coins, and then we've got the Justice card. Wow, this is great. So you've had to really assert yourself in a positive way. You've really kind of had to become the cardinal earth sign that you are. Really lean into the fact that you have the power. And it's a lot of times we think that if we're becoming kinder, gentler people, that means that we can't ever assert ourselves, and that's not true. Hang on, I just threw cards across the room. Hold on. But that's not true. You can assert yourself, and you have, and it's been really good. Now what you have to do is assert yourself with yourself. And be patient. It's hard for, a lot of times people think, well, a Capricorn is so patient. No, they're not. No, they're not. They just don't show how impatient they are. They are really impatient people. And it's part of what that driving force of the Capricorn is, why you're such a good worker, is because, no, I want it better. I want it better. And where is it? I got to get that thing working. And that's a good thing sometimes. But it can also wear you down. And so right now it's saying, let's not with the impatience, especially about money. It's actually not helping you. It's hindering you. So you can assert yourself about that. Allow yourself to be a lot more assertive when it comes to patience. Does that sound like a dichotomy? It doesn't need to. You can be very assertive with yourself about, okay, Capricorn, calm down. It's coming. Let's have some faith. Let's get our spiritual practice going again. Right? Now, this Justice card is saying one of the reasons why things are taking a minute is because restitution has to happen in its own time. in its own way. It's not going to take that long. It's really not taking that long, but you need to let things work themselves out properly. There has been something going on. Now, for some of you, it's going to be really clear, like if you're in a lawsuit or something like that, that something was taken from you and it's being returned to you with interest, with extra. And for some, so like I said, some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, but others don't, because sometimes that restitution is not something that, that is not like a lawsuit or something. It's very sort of ambiguous. But there have been places in your life where you have been treated unfairly, where things haven't been right. And the infinite justice of the universe doesn't go unnoticed to the infinite justice of the universe. This goddess of justice has always had her eye on whatever that is, and has always been working to reestablish that balance and to give you back what is yours by your birthright. And that's happening. It's coming. And you just have to be a little bit more patient, because when you're not patient, it slows it down. It slows it down. Everything has to stop. Oh, okay, now they're getting themselves involved, so we have to stop until they get out of the way so that we can finish it for them. Right? So you want to just have a little bit more of a hands-off approach for a minute. It's not going to take long. It really isn't. This is a 2-week reading, so it's got to be within 2 weeks. So that you're going to see some sort of movement, at least, in a positive way. So be patient. I know that's hard to be, but it's going to actually accelerate the manifestation of whatever this restitution is. Whereas if you're impatient, that's going to delay it. All right, we've got an 8 of coins. I love that card. We've got an 8 of cups. Whoa, very mercurial today. And then we've got the high priestess. So the high priestess, the goddess of mystery and the goddess of justice are working hand in hand, and they could also be seen as the same goddess. So the goddess of justice bringing you what is yours by divine right with interest, happening out of the blue when you least expect it. Like Dr. Murphy used to say, like toast popping out of a toaster. And you remember the idea that a watched pot never boils? That means get your mind off of it. Let it go. It's going to happen out of the blue, and you're going to go, oh! But if you're waiting for it and you're expecting it and you're impatient about it and you're wondering where it is, you're looking over your shoulder, all that does is delay it. So let yourself be surprised. It's going to be a good surprise. You've got 2 8s, 2 mercurial cards. In regards to Mercury, that is communication. And for you, a lot of that communication is communication with your own deep mind. And this communication with your deep mind shows up as intuition. And when you're being impatient, you're not listening to your intuition, Capricorn. When you're listening to your intuition, you know, oh, everything's fine. Everything's working out just great. I'm not going to have any trouble with this. This is good. The other part of that mercurial communication has to do with the attitude that you use in your day-to-day life is a communication to your deep mind as to what you want more of. So if you're being upset about how expensive something is, then you're literally, especially if you carry a lot of emotion with that, like, oh, I just, about how expensive something is, that's just as an example, then you are communicating to your deep mind an order. I'd like more things to be expensive, please. Because all the deep mind doesn't have the power of understanding whether something's good or bad or any of that. It just hears lots of emotion and a picture. So lots of emotion about things being too expensive. Got it. So we want more things to be too expensive. On it, boss. Right? But if you learn how to conjure emotions on your own, then you become a master magician. And even though you are confronted with things being too expensive, you start having the attitude of, I am so grateful that I have the resources to buy this thing. I am so grateful for this thing. I'm so grateful for my electricity. I'm so grateful for whatever. and you really can conjure those emotions of gratitude. The deep mind, all the deep mind pictures is, oh, there's a picture and a strong emotion. Things to be grateful for. On it, boss. Right? So you have a lot of power. That's the other thing about this Ace of Spades. This is like, for those of you who have ever studied magic, you know that a lot of times you learn how to cast a magic circle with a sword or with a knife, because it's a representation of your will. And so if you use your will to realign your emotions and your attitudes to that which you want them to be, rather than simply reacting to what appears to be happening, then you, instead of being a reaction machine, and then you get stuck in the soup of it all, you are wielding that magical sword and saying, well, it appears like this, but I would rather have it thus. And then if you can conjure the emotions of what you want rather than what you think you see, everything starts changing to your will, changing to support that new attitude that you are conjuring. So that's a very, very powerful lesson that this Eight of Coins teaches us about the power of our attitudes and how they are a method and means of communication to the deepest parts of our mind, where our reality is shaped and formed. And it's shaped and formed in darkness, in the mystery. And that's what she is. And so now the difference, but now in your deep mind is simply just it's like a computer that is, garbage in, garbage out, right? So if you feed it good things, then you'll get good things in return. Now she's not just a computer. The goddess is part of the creative force of the universe, and she's a parental force, and she actually has great love for you. It's the feminine side of God. There's only one power, there's only one force, there's only one God, but it can show up as all kinds of different things, just like light can show up as all kinds of different colors. So one of the ways that she can show up for us is this beautiful goddess of mystery, this mother goddess. It's called Bina on the tree of life. And out of that darkness, out of that womb comes all creation. And if you let her do it for you, she chooses everything that is for your highest and good. And she says, oh, thank you for letting me do this, because I'm finally going to get you all that money and stuff that you lost, or whatever it was. We've been waiting. It's just like, we've got all this good for you. We've been waiting. It's sort of like been, held in trust for you, but you haven't been willing to receive it. So thank you for letting me give that to you. And that's sort of the attitude of letting that goddess of mystery and that goddess of justice do their thing. Now, if you want to optimize the energy of both of those cards, I have two meditations that you might want to take a listen to. You can find all the tarot card meditations by following the link in the video description of every tarot video on this channel. The link to the High Priestess card, it's called, the High Priestess card meditation is called Working with the Goddess of Mystery. And for the Justice card, it's called Invoking the Goddess of Restitution. And both of those would be extremely helpful for you, since that is where you're headed. Wow, Capricorn, powerful couple weeks. You're going to do great. Keep that attitude focused on what you want rather than being reactive. And the world literally is your oyster. And you've got the sword here to open that oyster up. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back in another 2 weeks for another reading for you. Thank you to the amazing moderators, Dre and Deline. And thank you so much, Capricorn. We'll see you in 2 weeks for another reading. Blessed be.